My name is Jonas Staal. I'm a visual artist from Rotterdam in the Netherlands. My work deals mainly with the relationship between art, politics and ideology. My study has been in monumental art in the Netherlands and in Boston. I'm now pursuing a PhD research entitled Art and Propaganda in the 21st Century. And it deals with very similar subjects as I do in my practice-based work. It questions at what level art today still can be understood as a form of propaganda, either in the so-called free market system, either in the context of the state, or most often in a combination of these two. So what level is art still serving dominant political powers, the dominant political order, and at what point can art take an active part in it? At what point can art actively counter this existing political order? So, in my work, my work is twofold. It's about analyzing these existing, let's say, monopolies of power that define our political landscape today. At the same time, it's about trying to build on an alternative political sphere, imagine new political platforms from the context of the arts, reimagine a type of politics or a political space that could exist beyond the world order as we know it. So, this is my 9th day in Kochi now. There's been an enormous amount of different impressions. First of all, I was of course confronted with an element of Dutch cultural heritage here. Kochi has been part of a colony that was temporarily in hands of the Dutch, and the old Dutch Empire that you can still see that still has a very powerful position, or that still exists in a way in different forms through its embassies, through its economic dominant position. This is something that you see reflected in the cityscape here. So this was one of the first, let's say, confrontational points which brought me into researching, as I think everybody should when they visit a different country, to researching the history of the political order here. In India, the history of the state has a unique history because it is a result of what was originally a colony established by the British, and later on, once independence was won, has been translated into a democracy, which is of course a very, very different type of history, very different type of development of democratic discourse than I know it from the context of Europe. So this has been something enormously challenging. What is the functioning of democracy? What is the functioning of democratic space in a country of 1.3 milliard people, in which there was never a broad, or at least in which independence didn't start with a broad political movement demanding democracy, but in which democracy has been written by about 30 lawyers, and then has been put to practice by the people themselves, with the enormous difference of language and of political history in every state, which is something that in 9 days I could never be able to comprehend, but try to make a start about how the concept of democracy, as in a parliamentary sense, relates to this vast amount of enormously differentiated peoples, which is a really, really exciting type of history to engage with. So for me, being in this space, being in Kochi as an old colonial settlement, and researching the history of democracy in India have been completely intertwined. I cannot see one apart from the other, and this has been a very valuable experience so far.